All right, let's do a quick breakdown of this shot of Ali Sutton that I posted yesterday. This was a 2-light setup, and as you can tell, this is from the archives because I'm still using Policy Buff lights. But let's break it down, and shout out to Chris Keeley who got it right first. Well, he got it like 99% right. There was one thing he said that I had, but I didn't actually have. But let's jump into Satellite 3D really quickly and show you what we have. So right now, I've just got my backlight. So he was right. We did have a gelled strobe bouncing into a background. I had a fashion gray backdrop for this. And this was actually unique because I was actually trying to create a very specific color, so I can't really show it in Satellite 3D because you can't stack gels. But what I was doing was I actually stacked a blue-green and a light blue, and that created this really unique color that we were trying to create for this specific workshop. But let's go ahead and add our beauty dish. So this was also a 22-inch beauty dish, and in the actual shot, I had a diffused beauty dish, and what that does, that doesn't actually make your light softer. What it can do is it can kind of soften the highlights and make those highlights a little less specular so it's not so much contrast, but it doesn't actually make your light softer. What's going to do that is by adding either a larger light source or moving your light source closer to have that perceived size be a little bit bigger. But adding diffusion isn't going to make your light softer. It's just going to make the light more evenly distributed. So not every beauty dish has the option to do that. And in Satellite 3D, you actually can't add a diffusion to a beauty dish. So I do have this this light over top and not from the bottom. When you gel it from the bottom, it actually creates this kind of cool gradient, but for this one I wanted a more even light. But you also want to make sure that it's behind your subject and not in front of them, otherwise you're going to start getting light illuminating their face, and we just want the light from the beauty dish illuminating her face. But one thing we also want to look at is just having the beauty dish on. If any light from this beauty dish is illuminating this background, that background light is going to be desaturated. So something to keep in mind if you're using a gel on a background, you want to make sure that that any light from your key light isn't, lighting up the background at all, or else you're going to get some desaturation. But that's a quick breakdown. One thing that a lot of people said I did, which I didn't, was have V-flats on the side here for negative fill. To get that contrast, just the beauty dish was enough for that. So again, 2-light setup. We had a beauty dish, 22-inch beauty dish that was diffused, and then a blue-green and a blue gel stacked, shooting into a fashion gray background, and that created a shot that looked like this. All right, we'll see you later.